Come on. Oh, God. Come on. I get one on 6-inch, dude. It'll be rock and rolling today. Come on, babies. Those are probably stripers just popping it right there. Actually, that was a pretty good boil. I'm trying to do this real quick before the sun pops over and gives us bad sun in the camera. This is the best angle right here. There's one thing we're going to do a little bit later too. We're going to talk about equipment, and I'll get more in depth on the rods and reels I'm using, the line. The biggest thing is having a system, having something. If you guys see me looking around, I'm just looking at all the birds and watching the activity, seeing if I can put something together. The system you put together, the rod, reel, and line, plays a big part on the actual tool you're using. 6-inch bait, 8-inch, the float and fly, 4-inch shad, 2.5. It all starts with the rod and reel. It really does. And understanding that, and then being able to do as many techniques with that system is going to just make you a better angler. You're not going to have 40 different rods on the deck. You might only have 5 that could work a full line of baits, all baits, and be able to do everything for a small rip technique with the 6-inch to stroking it, you know, to cradle it, to slow roll it. You can do multiple techniques with this bait and a bunch of other baits too. So that's the biggest thing I try to put together when I build these lures, is finding the right system, the right setup for it. Now this is getting close to the one cast concept. I preach a lot. If you take your time and take one cast on the right structure or cover, that's all it usually takes. That's really the key on becoming proficient. You don't want to go up to a spot and take 40 casts. It's a waste of time during the day, especially in the tournament, and it gives these fish way too many times to look at a bait that, you know, we build them as realistic as possible by Spro, but, you know, still they get used to the sound, the way it moves, the looks. So a lot of times if you just let them have one little look at it and you bring it right in the right spot, that's the money spot. And to pull that off, what I like to do is, if I know this is a long tapering point, I'll turn around and I'll throw, unless I see boils, that you always throw on boils because they're active fish. Oh, I already missed the fish. He's pushing to the left, and by the time I got out there here. But what I like to do is I'll come up to a spot like this and I'll find a long tapering point. And I like to fish inside corners thrown out to deep water, and I like to bring them up to the funnel. If you can see the trees and stuff going out in the water right here, the best spot is just a foot off those trees. There's one little stick and 2 little sticks right there. That's usually where I get hit, and what I want to do is I'll throw past these in open water and I'll work it up nice and slow, and right when I get to that funnel, right when I get to that choke point where everything starts tapering up, bottom comes up, top comes down, sides go in, that's where I'll do a directional change. Usually just bringing it nice and steady, and that creates that realism, that creates that thing where a bass will be in open water, sees a bait fish, starts to track it, and as it tracks it and it comes up to that rock or that tree or that bush, that's where they want to eat it anyways. That's their money spot. So give it to them. If that's what they're looking for and that's what they usually do, fish it that way. Too many people will come up and put their boat way out in deep water and throw up on the point, and nothing but bad happens with that, because the first thing you do, if you have follows, it pulls them out to open water, and if you don't get one fish to commit, the entire school's sitting under your boat anyway, so you've lost that shot. If we're lucky, we could sit here in shallow water, put down the power poles in a foot of water and throw out and bring all the fish to us and turn around and catch multiple fish, cast, you know, back-to-back casts. kind of what we did a little bit earlier. There we go, cool, right on the shadow edge, dude. If that didn't explain what I just talked about, we're back trolling and we're keeping up that sun. If you turn around, you're gonna get blown out. The shadow's right on our edge.